Hi everybody, this is Bob Kelly and welcome to our show. We know, we real wrestling fans, that times have changed. I mean, promoters are under a tremendous pressure these days. As a matter of fact, they're under orders sometimes not to show the blood and the gore of wrestling. It's happened before, and perhaps you've even seen some of those matches. All of a sudden somebody gets cut a little bit and they cut the match for television's sake. Well, we are going to show you today, we're going to go back in the distant, not too distant past and show you some of the matches the way wrestling used to be. And we have as a very special guest a man who, if he isn't already, ought to be familiar to you. And we're talking about Dr. Gerry Graham Jr., who has been involved in a number of these bloodbaths. And Dr. Graham, on both sides of the coin, taking the punishment and dishing it out a few times, as we'll be seeing later on. Tell us a little bit, for those who may not know, the 2 or 3 people in the country, who is Dr. Gerry Graham Jr. anyway?
Who is Dr. Gerry Graham Jr.? It's a very complex question. But to get onto the subject of blood and matches, let me explain to you that people that know my father, my wrestling father, Dr. Gerry Graham Sr., he taught me very young in life that most people get queasy at the sight of blood. Even big, strong, tough 250-pound athletes, Bob, when they see the sight of blood, their knees start to buckle and they get a little faint. So he knew I was going to be a professional wrestler and follow in his footsteps. So he hardened me at a very, very early age to get used to blood, to accept blood, to make blood part of my business. At a young age, he took me to a kill floor and a slaughterhouse in Colorado where we watched 600 to 800 cattle a day being slaughtered, gutted, bled. He used his influence with local coroners to have me actually watch autopsies when I was 12 years old. And I'll be honest with you, it made me a little queasy. But then came the hypnotic sessions afterwards, the hardening up, until finally blood didn't bother me. And like my father told me, he said, son, when those matches start, just start wailing, turn it into a brawl, let the blood start flowing like water, your blood, their blood, just get the ring covered with blood, and you'll have a psychological advantage because you won't be intimidated. And by golly, I spent my whole life traveling the entire world, wrestling at all 5 of the inhabited continents, with one thing in my mind: blood, guts, thunder, and winning wrestling matches.
Well, I guess that gives you an idea of some of the things you're going to see on our presentation. I recall some of the savage matches that you, Dr. Gerry Graham Jr., and Don Kent were involved in, as a matter of fact.
The Bulldog,
Yep.
Don Kent.
This first bout we're going to see is a classic example of savage brutality. If violence had a face, it would probably be the face of you and Don Kent in the match that's coming up right now.
Surprised me if there were some of them broken. The Kentucky Butcher landed on him 4 or 5 times. It's the Bulldog, one half of the tag team champions of the world, squaring off against Jack Sheldon, who throws off the Bulldog. The collision, Sheldon down. Bulldog over the top. And that time, the Bulldog caught by Jack Sheldon, who's up in the air with a flying head scissors. Takes the Bulldog over and down. Graham, up, yep. He's going to get it too. I don't know what Graham had planned, but Sheldon was right there, and over the top rope he goes, and down to the floor. Almost knocked head into a block there that you can see. Graham on the outside, picking up Sheldon's, throwing him back up in the ring.
Well, he's a sport. He didn't want Sheldon to miss anything, right, Terry?
I guess not.
So he threw Sheldon back in, and Sheldon's doing all right.
One thing Sheldon's got on his side is a lot of speed as he tags off to Jerry McIntyre. And a big boot right to the chest of McIntyre. That had to take the wind out of him. McIntyre throwing into the knee of Gerry Graham. The tag is on. Graham takes over on McIntyre. They're not giving this guy a chance. McIntyre, listen to those punches, throwing those closed fists into the head of McIntyre. Graham tags off to the Bulldog. You're seeing the World Tag Team Champions in action, fans. As recognized by the WWA. We're proud to bring them to you here on Bruiser Bedlam. But I got to say it again, Bruiser. Never have I seen these guys so vicious. And that goes for all the members of Graham's stable. Wojo, the Butcher, too.
The last several times we've seen them, let's just say they're outdoing themselves each week.
Maybe in the past they were giving their opponents a little bit of a break, but no more.
They're definitely...
They're relentless.
They're the most vicious I've ever seen them.
And we've got another tag here. Kent taking over from Dr. Gerry Graham. And he's pounding away at the head of Jerry McIntyre. Oh, he's been split open too. We've seen this happen several times recently. Bruiser, what's wrong with these guys?
I told you they're coming out into the open. They're showing just how rotten they are.
It's for them to do it to a couple of guys like Jack Sheldon and Jerry McIntyre, not taking away anything from them, but they're not quite the caliber of El Bracero and Chris has been called for.
You've heard of coming out of the closet, these guys.
Absolutely. Three, I meant to call for the bell or not. He was thinking of the match. They're going to let it continue. The match continue. Well, they should have stopped. Has been out of the world tag team champion. Continue laying McIntyre. Serious. Graham's got a chair. Oh! With these guys, they've got to be. I feel sorry for anybody who has to take punishment like this, which is certainly totally uncalled for. They didn't need to do it this way. But they're out to prove that they are unbeatable, unstoppable. There's just nobody who's come close to touching them recently. But then again, they haven't faced the leading contenders, El Bracero and Chris Carter, nor have they faced a man like yourself, Bruiser.
Now you can see McIntyre's really been hurt.
Oh, this is just brutal. I don't know how else to describe it. Totally brutal.
Well, they've got to stop it. They've got to stop it.
The World Tag Team Champions just discussing the belts at this point.
They're going to kill this guy. You know, a person can only take so much.
Bruiser, are you... Well, wait a minute, Bruiser. Remember, they're going to find you again if you're in there. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, Bruiser, but you know what'll happen. Well, somebody's got to come in and stop him. That's all there is to it. The tag team champions, absolutely devastating. There's an angry Dick the Bruiser ready to go in. And the commissioner is sitting right down the aisle here from Dick the Bruiser, probably waiting to put a fine on the Bruiser if he gets involved in this thing here. Well, the world champions have cleared the ring. There's no more fight. But McIntyre, this guy's got to be nuts. He's back into the ring again. He climbed back up into the ring apron.
I'm speechless, Terry.
Yeah.
I'm speechless, Terry.
I am too. I just don't know what to say here. We're just seeing total devastation here.
If I stay here, Terry, if I stay here, I'm going to get in bad trouble. If I stay here.
Graham and Kent still working away on McIntyre. Tossing his head into the turnbuckle. Thankfully, we hear the bell.
I hope he's all right. I hope McIntyre's all right. You know, there's some guys that just... That's probably the end of his wrestling career.
Well, again, they've gone too far this time. McIntyre left a crimson mask. His head is just a crimson mask. The blood all over the champion.
Oh, wasn't that something? Wow. Dr. Gerry Graham Jr., you and Bulldog Don Kent could have pinned your opponents at any time during that match, and yet you insisted on inflicting all that pain and letting all that blood.
Well, there was a reason for that, Bob, and it wasn't just pure sadism. because future opponents that were watching that match, whether they be in the dressing room watching it live, whether they be watching it on television, people that wanted to take what was ours, those championship belts, we were just showing them what they had to look forward to, what we were capable of doing, what we would do. If they got in the ring with us, if they stumbled, they fumbled, they slipped, they made the slightest error, there was no turning back, because when Kent and me would start on somebody, we wouldn't let go until we were good and ready to let go.
Yes, but there was tougher competition for you also. You had Chris Carter and Calypso Jim in an awfully bloody match one time.
Well, let me tell you about Chris Carter. I took him out of the ghettos of Detroit. He was nothing. He was a ham and egg journeyman wrestler. I took him in a gym. I spent hours, weeks, months. I spent lots of money grooming him, teaching him things that I know to make him a world-class main event wrestler. And when he was at the pinnacle of his success, America's Junior Heavyweight Championship, he shared the Canadian Tag Team Championship with me. All of a sudden, he turns on me. He thinks he's just too good to affiliate himself with Dr. Graham. And he gets Calypso Jim, who I might add was a pretty fair wrestler, and they wanted what Don Kent and I had. So what did they have? They had the home court advantage, brother. We wrestled them in the Detroit, Michigan area. And not only that, a couple of Chris Carter's buddies, I should say, a drive-time radio team called JJ and the Morning Crew, did nothing but harass me for weeks before that match. They called me at home at 6 in the morning. I always sleep till noon. They would call me names on the air. They would do everything they could to incite me, to humiliate me. And then, as a final straw, who shows up to do the co-commentary with Terry Sullivan and Dick the Bruiser but JJ and the Morning Crew, these two big-mouth, pencil-neck disc jockeys trying to harass Kent and myself. And with all this going against us, and when that time Chris Carter and Calypso Jim rated the #1 contenders, Bulldog Don Kent and I had our hands full. But like I said, we loved adversity and we loved a good challenge.
Everything you can imagine happens in this match. Let's take a look at it right now.
His tag team partner from Kingston, Jamaica, Calypso Jim.
There you go, the World Tag Team Champions right off the bat here.
This is absolutely disgusting. This is difficult. You see who started it, don't you? You see who threw the first punch from behind.
Didn't let him get his shirt off.
Still at ringside, we're joined
The Bulldog and Graham are against two wrestlers this time. Come on, Graham!
He just broke Carter's nose, I think.
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, Calypso Jim is split open too.
This is unbelievable.
We're joined at ringside again by the Morning Crew, Jim Johnson and George Bayer from WLLZ. And a World Tag Team Championship match here. The champions, Ken and Graham, against the leading contenders, Calypso Jim and Chris Carter. And things don't look good at all for Carter and Calypso Jim.
They jumped on him.
He's already bleeding. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Carter's just a mess already.
Ironically, this is an exact rematch of the bout we had trouble with a couple of weeks ago.
Is that
This is
right?
what you can always
These are
expect
the
from
two
Graham.
fellas they were wrestling?
This is a rematch of that bout.
Is that right? Well,
And the same thing,
I wasn't aware it was these same guys.
The leading contenders going up against the tag team champions here on Bruiser Bedlam. And certainly it is Bedlam. Bruiser,
Is there anything you can do?
If I interfere, I'll lose my license.
look at Carter. He's just a mess. Just a bloody mess.
State Athletic Commission, George.
I'm not talking about helping somebody out. I'm talking about humanity here.
And the fans are going nuts.
This goes beyond who you'd like to see win or who you care might win the battle. There's something here about
Oh, man, he just spit on JJ.
Watch yourself, JJ and George.
Isn't there something you can do about this guy, Dick? I mean, seriously.
It looks like Carter's going to do it for me.
Hey,
Graham, head first.
Taking care of it. Go, Chris. That's right. Tell him you're from Detroit. Come on.
It's Kent against Calypso Jim on the other side of the ring. There you can see Kent getting back in. Graham's head a second time.
A little taste of your own medicine, Graham. There you go.
This is Bruiser Bedlam. At least it's Bruiser Bedlam's best, Terry and JJ and George Bayer.
Chris Carter, all four on the outside now.
I hope they don't get counted out. They've got to get inside that ring.
The referee's out there with them too.
Get him in the ring, ref.
This one's totally out of control. There's all four of these guys.
Mix it up.
I'm telling you, this is unbelievable.
All four of these guys gone completely berserk. There's so much animosity between the four of these guys. The championship at stake. The crowd is on their feet.
Bruiser Bedlam.
Pier 6 Bros, what it is. The referee's trying to do the best he can. He should have about 2 more referees.
All 4 have been split open now. This is little man. There goes the referee.
Oh, that Bruiser. There's got to be some kind of sanction against this.
Referee Al Thomas. Lauren Cheshire. Now in the ring. He called for the bell.
Ridiculous.
He's our vice president. Watch yourselves.
Graham is nuts. He's out of his mind.
Watch yourselves.
The association.
Watch yourselves now.
It's right
Here, Graham.
Graham has had a Graham has grabbed George
Better
Bayer
go
from
help
the
him.
George Bayer from WLLZ has been pulled into the ring by Dr. Gerry Graham. There goes JJ. Jim Johnson from Wheels up after his partner. Oh my God. Dr. Gerry Graham totally berserk. You've heard the history between these radio disc jockeys. They're not even athletes. They're not even competitors, much less wrestlers. Dick the Bruiser, I don't know how much of this he can stand here at ringside. The Bruiser is starting to make his way into the ring. Referee is signaling that this thing is all called off. There's George Bayer, the Bruiser. I hope to God he's been given the okay by the referee to go in there. Zadkoff. And at this point in time, Dick the Bruiser should be allowed to get in on this thing. Get away from him, referee. Let him go. To hell with the fines. Let him go in there. We've got a ring full of wrestlers now. George Bayer and Jim Johnson being assisted. Johnson being assisted by Dick the Bruiser at this point in time. All hell is broken loose in the ring. This is absolute total bedlam and chaos. Graham and Ken have gone way too far, way beyond the bounds of even professional wrestling. In attacking the referee and attacking Gerry Graham Jr, the vice president in charge of the WWA. And most ridiculous of all, attacking the morning crew from WLLZ Radio.
Dr. Gerry Graham Jr., you guys tore up the arena. You beat up the referee, and you ruined the concession stand. You even beat up some civilian disc jockeys, for crying out loud.
Well, if you watch the tape as carefully as they ought to have, they'd have seen that those disc jockeys deserve a beating. Because the way I look at it, if you play with fire, you're going to get burnt. Now, that might be a cliche, but it applies here. Those disc jockeys were asking for what they got, and they got it.
Well, in the next match we're going to see, Chris Carter looks for a premier partner to do battle with you and yours, and he comes up with Wildfire Tommy Rich. Tell us about him.
Well, Wildfire Tommy Rich was a former world champion. He was a young man when he won the title, so he was still in his prime when he teamed up with Carter. And this, my friend, was the ultimate confrontation, because Carter and Rich against Kent and I, this is the kind of a match that Kent and I were looking forward to. Because Tommy Rich, cream of the crop, when he and Carter came into that ring, we knew that they were coming for us. And so we made a point to come for them. And once again, nobody backed up, nobody stumbled or fumbled. The match started, and we got underway. And we were just itching at the bit for that match.
Now, doing the commentary on this, some of it anyway, is another one of your proteges, the great Wojo.
The great Wojo was a retired undefeated world champion himself. He came down to be by the matches to see me in my finest hour, and he sat there ringside. I was invited by Denny Cass and those to do the co-commentary with Terry Sullivan, so on and so forth. Don King was there, and we went in there. Wojo was like an inspiration to me at ringside, but what Rich and Carter did was appalling, even to Kent and myself.
Well, let's take a look at it right now.
Well, that's for sure. They've had bloody bloodbaths and battles for years.
I know, Don King, you have watched along with us many times in the past when Dr. Gerry Graham and Chris Carter have gone at it tooth and nail.
Oh, many, many times.
And they're going at it again.
Bad blood.
Yeah, this is sort of a never-ending grudge. Carter missed with that one. They're both down. The referee will put a double count on him here. Carter struggling to get to his feet, struggling to get to his corner, and Graham trips him up. Doesn't want Tommy Wildfire Rich in. Graham tags off to Bulldog Don Kent. Kent takes over, pounds away on Chris Carter. And the fans start to bark. Listen to him bark at the Bulldog.
He can't handle that.
He cannot. One definite weakness in Bulldog Don Kent's arsenal is that he loses control. He loses his concentration when that barking starts. The Bulldog, real veteran. He's been around and around the world, fought in main events, held championship belts all around the world.
And he's got all the moves in the world.
You got it. All the moves and all the counter moves. Double slam on Carter. The tag team champions, showing one of the reasons they've been able to hold those belts 4 times. Tommy Rich tries to get in. He's had enough. The referee tries to get him out. And in the meantime, there was a switch without a tag.
They're a great team. Kent and Graham work together tremendous.
They do.
Yeah.
The most effective tag team combination. They know each other inside out. As Gerry Graham says, Don Kent is like the older brother he never had. They're very, very close. Tommy Rich looks on from outside of the ring as Bulldog Don Kent holds the chin lock, the reverse chin lock on Chris Carter. Carter struggles to get to his feet.
Bulldog likes to put that talk on him too, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, gives him some bad stuff.
Standing wrist lock now. Carter trying to power his way out of it. I think he's got him. I think he's turned the tide. Carter has reversed it now. It's Carter with the advantage. Graham is very, very close. And he pulled Carter off. Graham pulled Carter over. Graham broke that one up. Don Kent now with the reverse chin lock, which looks like it could be right across the windpipe.
Kent's made a career out of this chin lock. He knows just how to keep it legal.
And just how to use it to its best advantage, too, I'm told.
Definitely.
I've heard wrestlers say that sometimes you want to submit when the guy gets a hold on you.
He's a master of this. I've seen him make guys submit with this.
He knows all those little subtleties, all those little nuances, knows how to make it hurt just a little bit more.
He's really a master of the wrestling construction.
Chris Carter trying to get over to make a tag as the Bulldog lays down. The Bulldog is down, but Graham came in and broke up Carter's attempt to make the tag to Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Well, if Graham and Kent are smart, they'll keep Rich out of there.
Coming to you from the Seagate Center in downtown Toledo, a beautiful facility, and the fans are quite excited at the prospects of seeing the great, the legendary Wildfire Tommy Rich in action tonight. Bulldog Don Kent has Carter's head right over that bottom rope. Referee orders him to stand back. Great shot by the crew.
Carter's hurting. He's having trouble getting up. Look at that.
The TV crew doing a fantastic job keeping right on top of the action here. Carter almost made the tag to Wildfire Tommy Rich. But the Bulldog knows exactly where he wants to be. And he knows exactly where he wants Carter. And he wants Carter as far as possible from that tag. Because there's some history between Don Kent and Tommy Rich, Wojo.
Oh, definitely. They've had battles for years, too. Kent's been all over the world, so is Rich. They've crossed paths many times.
And Don, you can see this. These guys have tagged in and out several times now on Carter, and they're wearing him down.
Oh, they really are. He wants to get to Tommy Rich so bad, and when Rich comes in, it's going to be wildfire, I'm afraid.
That's if Rich comes in. If these guys have their way, Carter won't make it to the tag.
I'm sure their battle plan is to keep Rich out of it as much as possible, keep him out of the picture.
Yeah.
The only chance he's had to get in there is early in the game when they jumped Graham and Kent from behind.
There you can see the outstretched hand of Wildfire Tommy Rich, one of the big stars in professional wrestling. And Rich is coming in anyway. Nope. Now
he didn't tag.
That's what the referee is hassling him about. There was no tag.
No tag there.
No. Oh, boy.
These referees have to watch for those things.
Carter back to the corner. Kent punching away on him. And he got him a good one right on the mark. Got him again right in the jaw. And that one's got Carter's eyes spinning in his head. Don Kent is a master.
He knows how to inflict pain.
And the barking starts. And the more Kent tries to make him shut up, the louder they do it. Tommy Rich lays one in on the Bulldog. That one punch staggered the big man from Indianapolis. Gerry Graham comes in. There was no tag. They saw their spot and they took advantage of it. Uh-oh.
Rich did not belong in there sucker punching Kent like that. messed up his retention level. Totally messed up his concentration, you can tell that.
Well, you can't blame him, Wojo. I think he might do the same thing if positions were reversed.
Well, at times the sport's frustrating. They had a bad strategy. Maybe Rich should have started the match, whatever, but he doesn't deserve to be jumping in there with not tagged.
So we got to give the tag team champions credit. And there's the tag, but look at the referee. Now this is engineered by the tag team champions. This is exactly the way they wanted it to be, and look at him make the switch there with no tag. Watch him double team. Now how do you call that, Wojo?
It's good tag team strategy.
Good tag team strategy, but far from legal.
Well, the referee didn't see the tag.
He should have.
Oh, he should have, but they engineered that. They specifically had the referee's back so that he couldn't see the tag with Rich and Carter. And again, Tommy Rich comes in.
He does not belong in there. A referee should disqualify him for that. These are the kind of things we have to clean up in wrestling.
Well, actually, Rich really is hurting his team when he keeps doing that.
Hurts the team, and he also hurts the sport. He gives the sport a bad name. We need to clean it up.
You can't blame him, though. I wouldn't go that far. You can't blame him for really chomping at the bit to get in here. He's come a long, long way to
his
do
partner's
this.
taking a pretty good beating, too.
Yeah. And the fans coming to life behind Chris Carter. Carter to his feet, throws an elbow. But again, Carter is in enemy territory. He's being double teamed by the tag team champions. And Carter took one right to the jaw that put him down. The Bulldog is back in. And a Bulldog. Oh, he just clubbed him right across the chest.
I felt it.
Oh,
I felt it over here.
There's few people in this sport, so I'm told, that can throw a forearm like Bulldog Don Kent, Wojo.
He's got a great forearm. Dr. Graham also got a great punch, though. So
Tommy Rich, once again now, letting his temper get the best of him, and again, we have seen the tag team champions use this opportunity to their advantage.
He has to learn to keep his head. He'd be a better wrestler if he kept his head. He's wasting a lot of energy in that corner just by having temper tantrums like that.
And the referee is definitely, look at Carter coming to life here as the fans do their chant, but again, the referee distracted by Tommy Rich, and the tag team champions do their dirty work on Chris Carter.
These fans here at the Seagate Center are really getting behind Carter. I'll say that for him. They can really pump Carter up.
Bulldog Don Kent, he's not going to get a submission out of this hold. It has a good purpose, though. He's wearing Carter down, sapping his energy little by little as Tommy Rich lurks in the corner waiting for his opportunity. And Carter got rid of him. Oh. He lays one on Gerry Graham. And Carter again, though, thwarted in his attempt to make the tag to Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Wow. What a punch.
Tommy Rich leading the barking. Carter, this is his opportunity while the Bulldog is distracted. But the Bulldog isn't that distracted. He still knows what's going on. Ooh. Kent makes every move count. Everything he does, Don, has a purpose.
He's very scientific in a bull-like manner.
Yeah.
I guess that would
or a bulldog-like
fit his
manner.
name, yeah.
Kent working that nerve grip now. Another very effective maneuver. We've talked about this hold in the past. It's a paralyzing hold.
Again, Graham and Kent are sticking to their match strategy by keeping Wildfire Rich out of the ring.
And so far, they have done that.
Sticking right to their game plan, Terry.
Yeah. We'll give him credit for that. Tommy Wildfire Rich has one leg in. He may be going to run in again here. The fans all want him to, but I'm sure the fans all realize what will happen if he does. He's got to legally tag in.
Boy,
and look at that look in the Bulldog's face. There's a sadistic smile on his face.
Oh, Lord.
And Chris Carter, I don't know how much more of this he's going to be able to take. He's taken just a tremendous amount of steady punishment from both of these wrestlers, the tag team champions of the world.
He's got Kent down. It's a good series of punches.
Now it's the opportunity. Can Chris make it? No, look at that. Look at Kent. Boy, you got to give that guy credit. He doesn't miss a trick.
Even in professional wrestling, it's a game of inches, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's a beautiful example of it, Don. They exchange punches through the legs. He made the tag. Wildfire is in the ring. And here we go. Tommy Rich is taking on both of them. Graham is down. Kent is down. There goes Graham. Kent is down. And Tommy Wildfire Rich has both of them. Head-on collision, and the tag team champions are reeling. This is what everybody has waited for, the appearance of Tommy Wildfire Rich. This is what they've all waited for, and they've not been disappointed. In for the count. The referee late getting around there. He was out of position, only got a 2 count. Tommy Wildfire Rich now moves into the corner. Bulldog off the ropes. Wildfire caught him with a good elbow right into the chest.
It's a beautiful series of moves, Terry.
And there's a payback. And that's exactly what Graham gave Kent a little while earlier. Graham missed in that attempt to break up the pin. Tommy Wildfire Rich saw that boot coming. And Carter tagged in now. Carter caught him in a sleeper hold. There is the Chris Carter sleeper. A very, very effective hold. Watch out for Gerry Graham, though, on the outside. Carter's got it clamped on. And usually when this hold is applied, that's it for the opponent. The opponent has had it. Tommy Wildfire Rich comes in. He grabs Gerry Graham, hurls him from the top end of the... Graham was on the top rope, and Tommy Rich got him.
That was uncalled for. He didn't need to be in.
But look at Gerry Graham. Wraps a chain around him. And Graham cold caught Chris Carter with that chain. Puts it back in his... And Kent is on top now. The referee is there and makes the 3 count. We saw what happened here.
Another example of outstanding teamwork.
Outstanding teamwork. Gerry Graham came in there, Wojo, with that chain. You saw that as well as everybody else did. He got Carter. He knocked Carter cold with that chain and put Kent on top of him.
I wanted to make sure Rich got back in the corner where he belonged.
Tommy Wildfire Rich attempting to wake up Chris Carter. Bulldog Don Kent is out from the sleeper.
And the match, and still WWA Tag Team Champions, the team of Bulldog Don Kent and Dr. Gerry Graham Jr.
Look at that. Rich has that chain away from Dr. Gerry Graham. Tommy Rich.
Chain.
He's got it. He got it away.
He got a chain. He pulled it out of his trunk.
Now he got it away from Gerry Graham.
What's he doing with that chain?
He let fly with a good one on Dr. Gerry Graham now. And Tommy Wildfire Rich has him split open.
Rich has got a chain.
He's got him split open. And Graham is a bloody mess.
He pulled that chain out of his trunks.
And, wait a minute, Wojo. Where are you going? Wait a minute, man. Wojo, the great Wojo, has entered the ring, the former world champion. The great Wojo has entered the ring. And he's attacked Tommy Rich. The great Wojo's got the chain and he's choking him. Take a look at Wojo and Tommy Rich. Wojo has that chain wrapped around Tommy Rich's neck. He's trying to choke the life out of him. Wojo's got that chain around him. Graham is a bloody mess. Kent is out from the sleeper hold. Carter is out from being cold cocked by Graham with the chain. And in the meantime, the great Wojo with the chain all around the neck of Tommy Rich, and he's choking him out. He's got him down. He's trying to end him. Don King, he's trying to end this guy's career right here.
His life.
This is serious. The referee is powerless to do anything against this big brute of a Wojo. The referee is trying to physically restrain Wojo now, and Wojo is grabbing the referee. Wojo knocks down the referee and goes back to that choke on Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich has been split open by the great Wojo. The chain around his neck. We've got to get some help here. Tommy Wildfire Rich, this is a career-threatening instance here. We've got blood everywhere as the cavalry comes in for the dressing room. Calypso, Jim, and Al Snow. They've got Carter. They're trying to pull Carter out. And Tommy Wildfire Rich, with what little fight he's got left in him, tried to get rid of Wojo, tried to get Wojo off him. The wrestlers from the outside, they finally got Rich out of there. But Tommy Rich is in a bad way. The great Wojo has just gone absolutely berserk, throwing the referee away. Wojo was supposed to be retired, but I have a feeling that the great Wojo has just started something that he might not be able to finish, Don King, because he started something with Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Boy, he certainly has, and I think...
Dr. Gerry Graham Jr., I had to take notes here to keep track of what went on in that match. You beat Carter with a chain. Rich got it away, beat you with the chain. Then Wojo beat Rich with the chain. Now, I know enough about wrestling that I know this isn't where it stopped. Take the scenario from there.
Well, first of all, let me explain something to you, Bob Kelly. You talk about me beating Carter with a chain. I would not stoop to those tactics of using a chain, and I am a little bit offended that you would suggest and make innuendos and accusations which are totally unfounded, because I've always had a credo in my life, is that I would rather lose a match than to infract a rule. I might be rough and I might be tough, but I'm clean living. And I'm going to tell you something. Rich came into the ring with that chain. I had nothing to do with that chain. He was a sore loser. They saw us pin Carter, so what does Rich do? He beats me half to death with the chain. Thank heavens that the great Wojo was there at ringside. Thank heavens that Wojo knows right from wrong. Thank heavens that Wojo knew that Rich was like a disease that had to be eradicated and eliminated from wrestling. We can't have people permeating a good, clean sport like wrestling, like Tommy Rich. He had to be eliminated. So Wojo got into the ring. And he took that chain that Tommy Rich, not Dr. Graham, brought into that match, and he gave Rich a good sound beating. He choked him, and he busted his head open. And it took 6 or 8 wrestlers, as you saw, to pull Rich out under the bottom rope to save him from being totally crippled, totally destroyed, and totally annihilated, as only Dr. Graham, Wojo, and Don Kent are capable of doing. And I'm going to tell you something. You asked me a question. You said, where did it go from there?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh, I'll tell you where it went from there. Wojo came out of retirement. He and Tommy Rich went at it. Heads up, man to man, mano a mano, as we may say in the vernacular. And that match is history, my friends. That match was 2 former world champions from 2 different alliances, which is a very seldom event in today's wrestling scenario, meeting in the ring, face to face, heads up. It was an exciting night. I'll never forget it. The tension was so thick in the air, you cut it with a knife, Bob Kelly, but I'm going to tell you, what you fans are going to see is not for the weak at heart. What you fans are going to see is what this tape is all about, and that is violence.
Weighing in at 255 pounds from Toledo, Ohio, the former WWA Heavyweight Champion, the Great Wojo. His opponent is from Atlanta, Georgia. He weighs 238 pounds. Here is Wildfire Tommy Rich.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Rich not waiting for any instructions. The bell sounds. Graham is out of the ring. Graham is kicked by Tommy Rich, and Rich goes to work on the Great Wojo. 2 former world champions here. Tommy Rich at one time wore the NWA belt. It was the Great Wojo for a long time, the WWA champion. And Tommy Rich is incensed with the Great Wojo.
Little by little, a piece right now, real fast.
I'm Terry Sullivan along with Sam Botek Jr. and Denny Cass here at ringside. Dr. Gerry Graham consoling and advising the Great Wojo at ringside as Wildfire Tommy Rich has a warning for Dr. Gerry Graham.
Graham wants him.
Tommy Rich has come a long way for this one. All the way from Atlanta, Georgia, in for this particular match. This is the 2nd time that Tommy Rich has been in this ring.
This is our Clash of Champions, gentlemen. I'll tell you, it's really impressive, the talent we got in front of us.
Well, I tell you, Wildfire Tommy Rich, he's all fired up. He came in that ring and just gave him a licking, and we're going to see a lot more of it, I got a feeling.
There's one of those big tree limbs across the chest of Tommy Wildfire Rich.
I got to be honest with you. As long as they're brawling, I'll give the advantage to Rich. If they start to wrestle, though, Wojo is the proven wrestler.
I don't think Tommy Rich is in any mood to brawl. Or to wrestle, rather. The Great Wojo was in retirement until Tommy Rich's debut in this ring here in Toledo, Ohio at the Seagate Center. And following the brutalization of Dr. Gerry Graham by Tommy Rich, which was entirely justified, in my opinion, the Great Wojo came out of retirement into the ring.
Oh! 2 shots from Graham. Uh-oh.
Now that's the wrong man. Dr. Gerry Graham does not want to mess with this man. Look at the look in Tommy Rich's eyes. Look at that.
Rich is incensed, like you said, Terry. He wants both these men right now.
The question that Tommy Rich has to be asking is if he's going to get a fair match.
And
if it's
look out,
look out.
Whoa!
Look out. It's coming down. Wojo's coming down.
And the Great Wojo head first into the table here at ringside.
Well, they just moved us back about a 2 foot.
That underlines the fact that Tommy Rich did not come for a wrestling match. He came for a fight.
A melee, and it's going to turn into that. This could be an all-and-out brawl.
Dr. Gerry Graham with a hold of Rich's foot there just a moment ago as Wojo takes his time getting back into the action. Tommy Rich warning Gerry Graham.
Well, I feel sorry for Rich because he's got two people to contend with. Graham on the outside, Wojo on the inside.
Tommy Wildfire Rich, one of the biggest names in professional wrestling. Not affiliated with any particular group or organization. One of the so-called independent wrestlers. But he is one of the best. Pin attempt too close to the ropes, though.
Nice roll-up by Rich there. Beating Wojo at his own game.
Boy, Rich moves so fast. He just recovers so fast.
They square off in center ring here.
Rich, I got to give him credit. He's doing a good job of managing the ring with Wojo on the inside, Graham on the outside. He's doing an excellent job thus far, but the match is young.
Dr. Gerry Graham.
Whoa!
Oh, look at that. Look at the strength of the great Wojo.
What power!
Oh, here's Graham. He's choking him. The ref's back is turned. Come on, ref, turn around.
That neck is getting a stretch there, Terry. Look it.
Wojo distracts the referee all this time. And Tommy Rich is now at this point fighting two men.
It's too bad because, you know, to see the champions in there, the former champions, it could be a heck of a match.
Oh, the Graham is down.
And maybe Graham's out. Let's hope.
I don't know about that headbutt. That may have taken as much from Tommy Rich as it did damage to Gerry Graham.
Graham seeing stars.
And Rich takes a backbreaker from Wojo. 1 count, 2, and oh, that was a 2.5. Gerry Graham claiming a slow count. It was not, in fact. 3 seconds.
Wojo is working on that right arm of Rich right now. He's putting a lot of pressure in the shoulder joint.
Gentlemen, I just can't believe this non-stop action we're seeing.
It is something. Quite an exciting proposition here to have a match, to witness a match between the great Wojo and Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Now right here with the angle of the pressure that Wojo is putting on there, the shoulder could be dislocated if Wojo really cranked on it. And Rich's shoulder was not what it should be in preparation for this match. We could see a dislocation. That would end the match right there.
Well, Graham's taunting. Graham's taunting.
Dr. Gerry Graham certainly earning his money as a manager, has unleashed a non-stop torrent of abuse, both physical and verbal, on Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Rich has got to get out of this hole.
But you know, Rich is the kind of guy who's not looking for sympathy. He doesn't want you to say, oh, isn't that too bad that Gerry Graham is out there abusing me verbally or physically or whatever. Rich knows what he's getting into. He knows what he's here for. He's been through it before from coast to coast and around the world. And he's never backed down from a challenge, never backed down from a fight, no matter how big they are. And I remember one time, back about 6 or 7 years ago, when he stood face-to-face with Harley Race. And most people thought it wouldn't happen yet. Tommy Rich came out of that match wearing the NWA World Championship.
You know, when I look at Tommy Rich right now, Terry and Sam, I'm reminded of Jake LaMotta, boxing's Jake LaMotta. And a lot of times LaMotta would let his opponent punish him and in that way tire the opponent out. And this would go on for several rounds. And I just got to wonder how much this is taking out of Wojo right now. Applying that hold, he's putting an awful lot into it. Rich might be laying back on purpose. I don't know.
Ooh, that was a good move by Tommy Rich.
He's full of surprises. He's full of surprises.
And you can see Wojo, the effect that's having on him. Rich back to his feet, lays in an elbow. Tommy Rich is famous for those elbows. They're very effective moves.
What a contrast in style. Wojo the wrestler, Rich the brawler. Rich very unorthodox compared to Wojo, but both men champions, former champions. That Polish hammer down over the back of Rich has taken some of the wind out of Tommy at this point.
There's Gerry Graham gloating about his man being in charge of this match, at least at this point in time. Ooh, he lost that flashy bow tie.
Yeah.
Wojo hammers on Tommy Rich, but Rich fires back with an elbow. Wildfire cutting loose now on Wojo. Knee lift, steadies the big man from Toledo.
Ooh, he laid one into his chest, and that's a big chest.
Flying bear by Tommy Rich. And I will say both men are up for this match.
Check the knuckles. I've seen knuckles dislocated when men have missed punches like that into the ring, into the canvas there.
Well, Wojo's got that beautiful grin on his face, Terry. You've seen that before when he loves dishing out that punishment, and he's having a ball right now.
Yes, he knows who's in control, Sam, doesn't he?
He does.
At least at this point. Look at the way the elbow is bent. That's not natural. It's bending against the joint.
Here comes
here
Gerry
we go.
Graham.
What's your problem?
Why don't you get me somebody to give Wojo some competition? This guy's a bum. He's a hillbilly. He's a moron.
Why don't you go back in the locker room?
Dr. Gerry Graham, not at all hesitant about voicing his opinion about any number of things. And Wojo. Oh, he took a headbutt right into the midsection, and he wasn't ready for it, and that had to knock the wind out of him.
He wasn't. There was a look of surprise in those eyes.
But Wojo sucking it up, and he catches another one. Again unaware. Forearm uppercuts.
Wojo's hurt. He's down, and he's hurt.
That had to loosen a few teeth. Rich now going to whip him into the ropes, and he caught him with a drop kick, and he caught him right on the money. Rich with a flying mare. Rich is in charge, and he drops down, measured Wojo, and landed square on the head.
I got to tell you, there's nothing real pretty about Tommy Rich, just effective.
You got that right, Denny. And I think Tommy Rich is smelling a victory here. Tommy Rich has been down this road many, many times. He's in for the count. We've got two, but only two.
So close.
Wojo at 270 pounds for this match has never looked better in his career.
Boy, the fans are just looking at him as he's got a sleeper hold.
This could be it.
Tommy Rich has the sleeper hold on Wojo. Wojo is going to wilt.
The question
down to one knee.
Has he got that knife edge in the carotid artery enough to put Wojo out? Wojo's got such a large neck. I don't know, Terry.
Well, the arm has still got some life in it. And let's watch Dr. Gerry Graham as he gets onto the ring apron.
Oh, no, this is where Graham's dangerous. I don't like to see this, Terry.
I think Tommy Rich has an eye on him. I know. Oh, referee just took a shoulder.
Wait a minute.
The referee is down as Dr. Gerry Graham is on the apron now. Wojo whipped in and caught with an arm. And Rich grabs Graham. Graham is down. The referee has made a 3 count. Tommy Rich has pinned Dr. Gerry Graham. And I think the referee might let this go.
I don't know.
I think the referee is.
Wait a minute.
Wow, this is highly unusual. But the referee has signaled for a victory here for Tommy Wildfire Rich, and Tommy Rich has been cut open. Gerry Graham has some handcuffs. And Rich has been split open from eye to eye, ear to ear.
He's got a foreign object in his hand. What did you say?
He's got a pair of handcuffs.
Handcuffs.
And look at Tommy Rich.
What's the
Tommy Rich is a bloody mess. Oh, this is disgusting.
Oh, my.
This is disgusting.
Crimson Red. Rich is just, he's in a bad way.
Now, don't tell me they're going to try to handcuff him to something here.
Oh, my, what a mess.
Oh, this is sickening. This is sick. Look at Gerry Graham. He caught a punch from Tommy Rich, but Rich can't.
Oh, Rich is going to pass out from loss of blood.
Exactly. But look at him. He's still maintaining here. He's still keeping Gerry Graham away. Tommy Rich's blonde hair is just blood-soaked at this point as they're trying to handcuff Tommy Rich to the ropes, and they've got him handcuffed. Now, this is dangerous. Dangerous.
Oh, they're
for Tommy
just
Rich.
humiliating him now. Handcuffed to the ropes. He's helpless.
Oh, he took a shot to the forehead by the doctor.
This is disgusting.
Here comes the locker room. They're bailing out.
Al Snow, Cousin Luke, Mickey Doyle, Calypso Jim in. But the damage has been done. My Lord. Tommy Rich is going to need medical treatment and need it very, very quickly here. This could quickly become a very life-threatening situation.
I'm concerned he's losing a lot of blood, Terry. This is not a good situation at all.
We've got to get a police officer here. And there's a gentleman at ringside who's got a key to some handcuffs. This guy.
He may have a skeleton key of sorts.
He's got a
Despicable and reprehensible. Those are the words that come to my mind to describe what we have just seen. I have to admit that I am a wrestling fan, but that was almost too much to take, Dr. Gerry Graham Jr.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the tactics that Wildfire Tommy Rich employed, pulling me into the ring, knocking down the referee, he set the standards of the match. He brought it down to a level which was even quite a bit for Wojo and myself. But I'll tell you something. Rich got exactly what he deserved. Rich tried to come into Wojo's backyard and tried to come into Dr. Graham's backyard, and he tried to stick his nose where it didn't belong. Well, Rich, let me tell you something. When you started doing that, your boat's been painted. There's no turning back. You had a beating coming. You had everything that you got in that tape coming to you. And I, like an avenging angel, swooped down with the great Wojo and gave you a dish of retribution.
Well, you know, things in wrestling have a way of changing, and Chris Carter, for no apparent reason, suddenly, at one point in his career, aligned himself with the Arab terrorist Mohammed Jihad Saad, and all of a sudden, in these matches, Dr. Gerry Graham Jr. became the fan favorite.
Well, there's no reason I shouldn't have been a fan favorite, Bob. I'm a patriotic American. I'm a veteran of the United States Army, and as rough and tough as I got, my loyalty to the red, white, and blue was never in question. And when all of a sudden I see Chris Carter not only going around with this Arab terrorist, Mohammed Saad, but waving flags from foreign countries, denouncing his own people, well, of course, the fans know which side their bread's buttered on. They know what had to be done. And all of a sudden, I think maybe the fans started to realize where everything was coming from and who was right and who was wrong in this feud.
Well, it was about this time, as I remember, that you were involved in a car accident, and it left you for quite a while using a cane and walking with a brace on your leg. But that didn't stop the feud. You still got involved. You managed Scott Steiner in a match we're going to see in just a moment. And Mohammed Jihad Saad was in the corner of Chris Carter, and that was quite a match that day.
Well, let me explain something to you about that match. You know, Scott Steiner, I trained and brought into professional wrestling. And I wasn't crying about my car accident because everybody has their share of misfortune in the world. But that didn't dampen my hatred for Carter. So Scott Steiner was like my right hand. Scott Steiner was a consummate amateur wrestler. I turned him professional, and I started telling him, Scott, if you want to make the grade, just like Dr. Senior told me, you've got to be able to get brutal, you've got to get down, you've got to get dirty. So I worked him in the gym, and I was there, brace on my leg, cane in my hand, to encourage him from the corner, to give Chris Carter a beating like I wished that I had been capable of getting in the ring and giving him.
Let's take a look at it.
He's ready to go. He's ready to move. Ready to move. Oh, my goodness. Scott Steiner, he's got it. Here he comes. Gentlemen, the show is on the road. He's got a second opportunity. Goodness. The fantastic comeback ability of a true champion exhibited right before us as Rex Steiner whips the challenger off the ropes. The champion coming back to life. And here goes Carter around and around. He goes. Saad's in the ring. Saad's in the ring. He tripped Rex Steiner. Carter's down on top of the champion. The referee is there. We've got 2 count.
Saad put that hand in there and tripped up Rex Steiner.
Rex Steiner again picks up Carter, and again Saad is coming into the ring and pulls the legs out from under Scott Rex Steiner. The referee caught him. The referee with some leeway there, not disqualifying him as it was fully in his power to do there.
Reached a 2 count.
I just can't believe these tactics with Saad. He wants that belt bad for Chris Carter, and he'll do anything to get it.
Saad distracting the referee. Gerry Graham is up on the other side of the ring as Demora is being distracted by Saad. Carter on top of the champion. The referee moves in. We've got a 2 count.
Oh, gentlemen, that was close. That was close.
Here comes Saad. Graham is in the ring. Graham. He got Carter with that shillelagh. Rex Steiner is on top of Carter.
Rex Steiner
the referee moves around.
It's all over, but this shot.
Rex Steiner has beaten Chris Carter, heavyweight championship of the world.
Yes, sir. The world heavyweight champion.
Mohammed Saad, no, wait a minute. Mohammed Saad has a chain. He hits Rex Steiner in the back of the head with a chain. He's working him over, Terry. Terry Demore doesn't see it.
Mohammed Jihad Saad has got that chain of the champion. Here comes Dr. Gerry Graham.
Saad's hitting Saad. Graham's hitting Mohammed Saad. Saad's down on our table. And now Gerry Graham is down. Carter's hit Gerry Graham.
That leg. Look at him. Carter is working on the leg.
Graham is down. Graham is down.
No. We've got to get somebody in there to stop this real
Something's
quick.
got to happen here, Terry Sullivan.
Carter's going for the leg brace. What is he going to do to this leg? What?
The referee turned Morris down now.
Carter is trying to rip the leg brace right off of Dr. Gerry Graham. This is, oh no.
Jerry Graham's helpless. He can't move. He needs help here.
Carter is going to try to re-break that leg. I'll bet you anything. We got to get somebody in there fast. Graham is helpless.
I think Scott has to come around to help his
helpless.
partner.
Chris
Rex
Carter
Steiner is out.
He's gone berserk. He's nailed the referee.
Rex Steiner's out cold. Carter's trying to get that leg brace off of Gerry Graham. Oh no.
I can't believe what I'm seeing
I
here,
can't
Terry
either.
Sullivan.
I can't believe this is
This
happening.
man
We've
has
got
a
to get
broken
some.
leg. He's been hurt. He's been in an automobile accident.
Oh, he got the brace
He's got
off it.
Hurt cast off his head.
Oh no.
He's hit Jerry Graham.
Look at him beating him with that cast.
I can't believe it. Jerry Graham is split open. He's bleeding.
No. Graham
Carter
has been split
keeps
wide
beating him.
open. Graham, a bloody
Oh, my
mess.
God. I can't believe what we're seeing.
Here comes Denny Cass.
Denny Cass is in the ring.
Thank goodness, but Carter gets him with a cast. Rex Steiner is still out cold. Carter continues to beat away on Dr. Jerry Graham. Graham, blood streaming down his face. Cass catches it again. Tyler is moving into the ring.
Jerry Graham's trying to get up.
Carter is berserk.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Terry, something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. I've got to go help. I've got to help
Carter,
Jerry Graham.
just
I've got to
leave
help
Carter.
Jerry Graham.
Be cool, Sam. Be cool, Sam. Stay there, Sam.
He's done to him.
Don't go in that
I've got to
ring.
go help him. I got to go.
Don't, Sam. Botek is not. Stop it. Botek over the top rope. Trying to pull Jerry Graham out of there.
Oh my goodness.
Get him out of. Oh no. Botek catches it. Botek. Cass is getting it. Carter, a madman. This man has got to be stopped. We're going to have to get more help out of the dressing room. As Carter holds that kick. Wojo's in the ring and Carter's gone.
And Carter wants no part of it.
Oh my Lord. I've got to get in there.
We need a stretcher to the ring. We need a stretcher into the ring. This is unbelievable. I know this is no time that you want to be interviewed, Wojo, but
Where's that stretcher at? Oh, there we go.
all right. I know you don't feel like talking right now, but I just cannot believe what I am watching here. I can't believe
Oh,
it.
we got to get some pressure on that.
This is unbelievable. Just amazing, sir.
Terry, I can't believe, but this Chris Carter and Mohammed Saad have done to Dr. Jerry Graham over here, and they're going to pay for it. I can't believe what they've done to this man. There's no excuse for something like this. Carter should be barred from wrestling. Saad should be barred from wrestling. Look what they've done to this man. Take care of him, Wojo.
A brutal, totally gruesome, and disgusting sight.
You know, it was amazing that Dr. Gerry Graham Jr. ever recovered from the beating he took that day, and I have to say, Dr. Graham, that it was something that I wouldn't even have seen you do, take your brace off and beat you like they did.
Well, Carter showed his true colors that night. A lot of it was a bad influence from Mohammed Jihad Saad, who had poisoned his brain. A lot of it was just his own natural disposition of nastiness. But whatever it was, when a doctor gave me a clean bill of health, I wanted Chris Carter in the type of match we have coming up. Chris Carter, as a lot of fans know, not only harassed me and beat me, but he also injured my 16-year-old son, David. He suplexed him, he pile-drivered him, and had to carry him out of the ring on a stretcher. And when I recalled that atrocity perpetrated upon a minor, oh, I had the county prosecutors down. They wanted to put Carter in jail. But I refused to press charges because I says a jail sentence would do nothing but protect Carter from me getting my hands on him.
So that set up this taped fist match, and many of our fans will already know, but we'll explain to others that a taped fist match has the wrestler's hands taped solid so that he can throw boxing-like punches. They are legal in these matches. There are no countouts outside the ring. These matches go on until somebody is so hurt, so injured that he cannot
No
continue.
stopping because of blood. It just goes till it's over, Bob Kelly.
And it's going to go right now.
Your main event, your final bout, one.
Unbelievable, the action that's already started here. Gerry Graham has come in.
Not even waiting for any kind of an announcement. This is it, the brass knuckles match between Carter and Graham. Now, the rules in this particular bout, as
Gerry Graham is Pearl Harbored Chris Carter.
Got posted and gets posted a second time. Took it right in the shoulder. All the legal punches of boxing are legal. All the maneuvers of wrestling, the legal maneuvers, are permissible in this bout. Graham and Carter. Here's Muhammad Jihad Saad coming out to ringside.
Well, here comes the payback. What happened when Chris Carter and Muhammad Saad took out that hit list and hurt Gerry Graham's son?
Now Carter's got some kind of an object, Sam.
He did, I saw it. He put it in his pocket.
There is so much that has led up to this bout. All you fans who are regular viewers of Bruiser Bedlam know what has led up to this match. The most recent atrocity performed by Chris Carter involved Dr. Gerry Graham's 17-year-old son, David. And that brutal, that senseless beating that young man took at the hands of Chris Carter. Certainly more than anybody should ever have to take. And Chris Carter is definitely going to pay for that tonight if Dr. Gerry Graham has his way. But at the moment, Dr. Gerry Graham is not having things his way. He is being beaten and beaten by Carter in this brass knucks fight.
Uh-oh, Carter's reaching in his pocket again. I'm seeing something. I can't tell what it is. Oh, he jabbed him with it right in the throat. Come on, referee. You've got to be able to see it. He's got it again now. He's jabbing it in his throat, Terry. Can you see it? Now he's going for his eyes.
Before the match, Chris Carter had some comments about this match tonight.
I'm talking to you, Gerry Graham, so I want you to listen, boy. You can forget the lumberjack matches. You can forget the Texas death matches. You can forget the steel cage matches, because what we're about to do is a tape fist brass knuckle match which separates the men from the boys, and I am a man.
Well, that's Dr. Gerry Graham has been split open.
He's in a bad way.
Dr. Gerry Graham now, and Carter punches away on him.
Gerry Graham's in big, big trouble.
The referee looking at Graham's wound with a great deal of concern. Carter lets loose with an elbow on Gerry Graham, who's been split open, and he caught it. The fist right in the head.
Can't believe what kind of damage has been done to Gerry Graham, but there's some kind of foreign object. I contest that there is a foreign object in that ring. Chris Carter has it.
He's got it in his right hand right now, and there you can see it as he drove it right into Graham's throat. But keep in mind, Sam, those taped fists are, for all intents and purposes, just as much a weapon. And you can see the effects on the face of Dr. Gerry Graham now. He's been split wide open.
It's a bloody mess.
Dr. Gerry Graham had some comments before tonight's bout. We'll hear what he had to say.
Carter, you can do your talking here and now in the locker room or in the ring. I'll do my talking when the bell rings with these fists.
And Dr. Gerry Graham's going to do some talking with the object of Chris Carter now as he hammers away on Carter's head. Graham letting loose.
He's found it, now he's giving it right back to him.
And there is so much that Carter has to pay for.
Carter out of the ring.
The referee threw that object to us, Sam, and as you can easily feel there, that's a piece of steel with tape around it.
Sure is sharp tape.
Graham and Carter on the outside of the ring now. Graham hammering away with a taped fist on Chris Carter. The referee is moving right out after him. Falls actually can count anywhere here in this particular bout, and they're leaving the ring area.
He's taking him into the chairs.
Headed him right into a chair. This is reminiscent of the Wild Bull Curry-Johnny Valentine brass knucks feud of days gone by.
They've gone all the way to the back of the auditorium here. It's unbelievable.
Graham continuing to fight with Carter. It's mayhem now. It is truly bedlam.
Carter staggered, and Gerry Graham just keeps plummeting him.
Well, I've lost him now. Here they go at it. Graham still with the advantage on Carter. Taking him over toward the bleacher seats now.
Look out.
And watch out, fans on the bleachers. Carter head first into the bleacher seats now.
I can't believe the melee we've got here.
They're climbing up into the bleachers. They're going right up into the bleachers, and Graham continues to pound away on Carter. Carter is down into the bleacher seats now as Graham continues on him. It's difficult for you to pick up exactly what's happening. There's a bit of a closer shot, but trust us, fans, it is brutal. Now they're coming back this way again. Graham grabbing himself a chair. Uh-oh. And laid him open with that chair.
Terry, he's taking him a walk around the whole place. Unbelievable. Now he's taking him into the post.
Oh, right into a post, head first, as the battle continues on the outside of the ring.
It's difficult for us to see from this viewpoint, Terry, but I'm sure Gerry Graham's going to eventually bring him back towards the ring.
Yeah, Graham continues on him now. He's got him by the hair again, pulling him over toward the ring, back into that post again. Graham is just a bloody mess.
He's taking him to every post in the place.
Carter has been split open too. The referee is just letting him go. Such are the rules of the brass knucks match, which actually involve very few rules. Carter literally running all the way through the chairs.
Oh my, what a melee. What Bruiser Bedlam we have here. I can't believe what we're seeing.
Graham stays right on him though. Graham with a memory of all the humiliation, the pain that he has taken, the pain that his family and friends have taken, the memory of that hit list.
He's going to take him into the table now, Terry.
Chris Carter is paying now. This is payback time. And Carter isn't done yet.
Oh!
That table is gone. That table's history. Cracked right down the middle under the weight of Chris Carter.
Uh-oh.
Graham picks the table up now. And Carter swinging wildly, blood in his eyes. He's got no clue as to where he's at. Again, head first, his whole body into that table.
Unbelievable. Carter is getting the beating of his career.
This is what everyone has waited to see. Carter has come out on top so many times, Sam.
What a mess.
And now they're back into the ring. And Gerry Graham is calling his son David into the ring. Look at this. Here comes David. And David, yeah!
There's the ultimate payback.
All right.
There's the ultimate
Give me
payback.
5. Yeah. Good job, David. Yeah. Everybody loved that one.
This crowd has gone berserk.
And we're going to take a look at David one more time here. You got to see this. This is going to go down in history.
Uh-oh, look out. Wait a minute. Here comes Muhammad Jihad Saad.
You saw David there in the corner, but Saad is in the ring now. Graham is taking on both of them. Graham has got them both. And Graham just hit the referee. I don't understand if he even knows.
You know, Bob, I'm glad the fans were able to see how things ended up between Carter and I. I was able to punch that Carter in the face. I was able to get that Muhammad Jihad Saad in the face. And I even gave the referee a shot in the face for good measure. And things got a little violent. They got a little out of hand. But that's what a Tate Fist match is all about. And the fact that my son David got up in that ring and gave Carter a shot too was what made it all the better for me. That was one of wrestling's finest hours as far as Dr. Graham was concerned.
Well, speaking about things getting out of hand, our theme for the presentation that we've all been enjoying has been the bloodiest bouts of all time. And we're going to finish now with one that if you have a weak stomach, if anything has gotten you before this, you haven't seen anything yet. Because we're going to feature the match that back when you and Chris Carter were still friends and partners, you did a bout with Scott Steiner and Cowboy Rex Bodie, in which the ring ropes, not just the posts, but the ropes were wrapped in barbed wire.
You're absolutely correct, Bob. Most barbed wire matches people see around the country, they'll just put the barbed wire on the outside of the ropes to keep the guys in the ring. But this match, the hatred, the tension, and the feud had reached such a point that we just took the barbed wire and wrapped it around the ropes and made it legal to use the barbed wire as a weapon as the match progressed. And we did exactly that.
So we leave you with this. Here we go.
gentlemen, this will be your final event of the evening, the barbed wire tag team match. One fall with a 1 hour time limit. Introducing first, the manager, Sam Botek Jr. And ladies and gentlemen, from Cotton Chute, Texas, 265 pounds, Cowboy Rex Bodie. And from Ann Arbor, Michigan, 248 pounds, the world heavyweight champion, Scott Steiner. And their opponents, first from New York City, weighing 238 pounds, the toast of the East Coast, Dr. Gerry Graham. And his tag team partner, from the Motor City, weighing 240 pounds, the spirit of America, Chris Carter.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This long-anticipated barbed wire tag team bout. The top 2 ropes wrapped with barbed wire. Sam Botek from Miller Beer and Miller Lite in the black jacket. There you see a good close-up of that barbed wire. There's Sam Botek. He will be the manager for the world champion there. Shaking hands with Scott Rex Steiner, Cowboy Rex Bodie. The reason for the neck brace is the reason Sam Botek is at ringside. Dr. Gerry Graham responsible. That's a disgusting sight. Dr. Gerry Graham responsible for that neck brace. There is the bell. You're not going to see a lot of fast moves here, I don't imagine. All 4 of these wrestlers are going to try their best to keep from going into the barbed wire, obviously. But they're not going to have much of a choice. There's Dr. Gerry Graham set to do battle with the world heavyweight champion, Scott Rex Steiner. They lock up in the referee hole. Graham, just manages to escape being hurled into that barbed wire. And you can see from the expression on his face, there's no way he's going to go into that barbed wire through his own volition. Again, Graham throws Rex Steiner off. Rex Steiner barely misses, going into the barbed wire himself. A match definitely not for the weak of heart or the squeamish. Hip toss kick out by Scott Rex Steiner, the world champion. Graham to his feet. Faces off again across the ring at Scott Rex Steiner, the world champion. You see Sam Botek in the lower right of your screen. Sam Botek has been attending the training sessions. #1 supporter here for Rex Bodie. Graham thrown off again. Gee. And again, just barely manages to avoid that barbed wire. I can feel for these guys, even if it is Gerry Graham. Big body slam by Rex Steiner. If there's ever a couple of people that many of us would like to see go into barbed wire, it might be Gerry Graham and, at this point in time, Chris Carter. It's Rex Steiner and Graham again with the referee hold in center ring. Graham with the side headlock. Graham is about to be thrown off. And he went right into it. Holy. And he scooped up and slammed. He went right into that barbed wire, and he's tagging out to Chris Carter. Carter gingerly coming into the ring. Carter's thrown into the barbed wire. Over the top he goes. He's down, and he's bailing out, and I don't blame him. I don't know if we've got any open wounds yet on these two. I would suspect we probably do somewhere. Graham looks like he's pretty marked up. Both of them, very worried looks on their faces, as you might imagine. The tag is made. Here comes Graham, tenderly crawling in through the ropes. The fans begin the chant of traitor, a well-deserved chant directed at Chris Carter. Chris Carter, after so long as a man the fans could believe in, has turned his back on all those fans, all the good fans, all his friends, turned his back on everything. gone to the side of Dr. Gerry Graham. I would imagine a good deal of cash passed hands in that particular move. Rex Steiner and Graham, the men who started the match out, back in there again. Side headlock tag out. Cowboy Rex Bodie enters the ring. He grabs the headlock on Gerry Graham. Bodie. Graham trying to throw him off. Bodie's not going anywhere. Bodie with a handful of hair keeps from being hurled off again by Graham. Graham trying to tag. He does so. Here comes Carter. Just scratched his back trying to get in there. Bodie right with that side headlock on Chris Carter. And the chant of traitor begins again. Bodie still with the headlock. Carter trying to keep from being, Bodie rather trying to keep from being thrown off. Graham is climbing the ropes. Graham to the top rope. And he comes down with a double sledgehammer across the back of Bodie. Bodie catches the barbed wire and an elbow smash. That put him right down. The top two ropes wrapped with barbed wire. And now it's Graham. Oh, now they've got him where they want him. Disqualification. Yes, Bodie has already been injured. Bodie's been injured by that barbed wire. This is going to be a savage encounter. Oh! And again, Bodie taking his lumps. Bodie's got to make a tag. Bodie's got to tag off to the champion here. Bodie again hurled into the barbed wire, catches a knee coming out. Chris Carter, modern-day Benedict Arnold that he is. What a sleazy move it was when Chris Carter turned on Calypso Jim. Definitely a story with many more chapters to be written, I'm sure. Carter now with the elbow into the head, the battered head of Cowboy Rex Bodie. The fans looking on in awe as Bodie scoops up and slams Chris Carter. Oh, Bodie prevented from making the tag. They've got Bodie where they want him now. They've got him injured. And they want to keep him in there to hopefully finish him off before too much more damage is done to Graham and Carter. Graham with a glancing blow to Bodie's head. And now pounding away at him. Sam Botek looking on from the outside of the bottom of your screen with a concerned look on his face. Concerned for his men, the men he's managed over the past several weeks. Urging them on, urging Bodie on to the corner. Rex Steiner there trying to make the tag, is unable to. Instead, Graham and Carter tag off again. Carter climbs to the second rope. And whoever thought we'd ever see Carter with Dr. Gerry Graham as his tag team partner. Truly impressive, mind-boggling. Carter works away at the injury. Bodie literally slashed to pieces with that barbed wire earlier. Bodie's coming back, throws in a few good forearms. Carter chips him up, though, and tags off to the doctor. Dr. Gerry Graham back into the ring. And they're going to hurl him. Ooh, he goes right into it. Oh, catches a double clothesline. Right into that barbed wire. And Rex Bodie's body is just a mass of injuries. Blood in the eyes now blinding him. That's not going to help him any at all. Bodie, close. He makes the tag. The referee's going to allow it. And here comes the world champion. Scott Rex Steiner takes over with Dr. Gerry Graham. Rex Steiner threw himself into the barbed wire. Does it again. What a valiant effort from Scott Rex Steiner. Just giving up his body to get some licks in on Graham and Carter. And Rex Steiner is cleaning house here with these two. Ooh, Carter went back first into that barbed wire. You can see Carter dancing around in the pain from that one. Carter falls forward on Rex Steiner. The count goes into 2 only. Carter in with Rex Steiner. This savage match. Uh-oh, there goes Rex Steiner. They've got Rex Steiner on the barbed wire now. They're slashing Rex Steiner's forehead across that barbed wire. Good Lord. And the world champion feeling the effects of this gruesome encounter here. The fans just looking on in horror, some with disgust, as the world champion is just spurting blood. Oh, jeez. What a sight that is. Carter going for a suplex. And he got him. A vertical suplex on the champion, who's a gruesome crimson mask now. A 2 count, but Rex Steiner kicks out. This valiant young world champion is just a mass of blood. Carter went through the legs. Rex Steiner through the legs of Carter, tags off to the Cowboy. Both of these men have been seriously injured here. The champion especially losing a lot of blood from this barbed wire. And now the referee's letting it go too. Why not? That's what they all four wanted. Let them go at it. Graham bails out. Rex Steiner's out after him. In the meantime, in the ring, there goes Rex Steiner. Rex Steiner throws Graham into that post. In the meantime, in the ring, it's Cowboy Rex Bodie. Look at him punching away with those forearms on Chris Carter. Great shot from the camera there as Bodie punches away. There you see Rex Steiner and Graham on the outside. We've got them all four involved now. The referee is not counting. Bodie, woo! Carter. I don't know if his head caught that barbed wire or not. I think it did. Nonetheless, Bodie continues to pummel away at Carter as Rex Steiner working on Graham in the front of your screen. The referee trying to gain some kind of order here. Graham is a bloody mess now. And Carter, his head being ripped, tit for tat. Carter's head being ripped by Cowboy Rex Bodie. And we have got a bloodbath. Oh, both men into the barbed wire. Both of them collide. Carter and Graham both down. Bodie and Rex Steiner certainly have Graham and Carter where they want them now. All four men, quite a gruesome sight. Most of the fans on their feet, looking on in horror. The referee's knocked out. The referee takes a tumble out of the ring. So it's all, and here comes the Great Wojo. On the left of the screen, the Great Wojo is in the ring. There you see the referee. Let's get into the ring and check the Great Wojo. Wojo pounds away on Bodie and comes up from behind Scott Rex Steiner. Let's stay with Wojo and Rex Steiner as he puts the pile driver, goes for the pile driver on the world champion. The champion pile drive by the Great Wojo, who puts Graham on top. The referee is back in, and I think the count's going to go in. No, it does. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners, the team of Dr. Gerry Graham and Chris Carter. Sam Botek now in the ring, trying to point out what's been done to the referee here. The hands being raised in victory here by the referee as Sam Botek is in the ring. Rex Bodie in a bad way. They're all four of them. All four are just bloody messes here. As Sam Botek is in there, trying to get some law and order, trying to get some order here to this thing. And it's, watch out, Sam. Let's get it on Sam Botek up there now. Botek and Carter squaring off. I don't like this, but Graham just reached out and punched, but then Botek ripping that neck brace off. It's Botek and Graham going at it. They're rolling out of the ring. Sam Botek and Gerry Graham, keep that camera on them. Let's watch them go out of here. Botek and Graham just fighting for all they're worth here. It's Botek and Graham. Look at them. And all the wrestlers from the dressing room have come out. Meanwhile in the ring, Carter pile driving. Cowboy Rex Bodie. Rex Steiner badly injured. In the meantime, the people on the outside trying to keep Botek and Graham apart from each other. It's taking all the wrestlers from the dressing room to keep them apart. They're pulling Botek out. They're trying to keep them away now. Carter and Wojo working on Rex Steiner and Bodie in the ring. Sam Botek trying to get away. The wrestlers have managed to get Gerry Graham out of here. In the meantime, though, it's Carter with a pile driver on Rex Steiner, the world champion. And it's Wojo now. The battle continues here with somewhat different participants. El Bracero is able to get Rex Steiner out of the ring. But in the meantime, it's poor Cowboy Rex Harvey stuck up there by himself.